My wife has always been cold and distant. In the 10 years we've been married, she's never said she loves me. Before I died, I discovered a love letter she had been preparing for years, but my name wasn't on it. It turns out she was only indifferent towards me. After getting a second chance at life, the first thing I did was cancel our engagement and help her deliver the love letter. She turned red with anger and yelled at me for the first time. "Jack, who asked you to meddle in my business?" An hour before the elevator accident, I was cleaning the attic when I found a yellowed love letter. The handwriting was familiar, as was the signature, but the name at the beginning wasn't mine. It was a love letter Fiona had written to another guy. In the moment the elevator fell, I was still thinking. I never got to know who the man she liked was, what he looked like, or if he was much better than me. When I woke up again, the sun outside was blinding. My head was fuzzy, and my friend William sighed beside me. "You're finally awake. You scared me to death earlier." Luckily, someone reacted quickly and brought you to the infirmary. The boy in front of me, wearing a high school uniform, made me feel disoriented for a moment. 17-year-old William. The warm sensation on my hand told me this wasn't a dream. I really had been given a second chance at life. Footsteps echoed from the doorway, and a figure emerged from the light, appearing before me. "Are you okay?" Fiona looked at me coolly, holding bread and milk in her hands. Familiar memories suddenly flooded back. That's right, I had overslept that day and didn't have time for breakfast. I fainted during PE class due to low blood sugar. Fiona handed me the food and watched me eat. That morning, Fiona's class had a physics quiz, but she skipped it because of me. Later, she was scolded by her homeroom teacher. At 17, I was still lost in the fantasy that she cared about me, but with my 32-year-old mindset, I now knew clearly that Fiona was only taking care of me because she had promised my father. Fiona's father and my dad were war buddies. After Fiona's father died in the line of duty, her mother took the compensation money and ran off. My dad, seeing Fiona alone and helpless, took her in and raised her. Because she was dependent on us, she always listened to my dad and never dared to disobey. From that day on, Fiona became my little shadow. Everyone teased us behind our backs, saying I had an obedient childhood sweetheart. Later, when my dad noticed my feelings, he joked about Fiona becoming our daughter-in-law. She didn't say a word. Back then, I thought she was just shy and reserved. Now that I think about it, I was such a fool. During class, I was distracted, constantly replaying the events of my past life. I didn't want to ruin Fiona's life again. Perhaps if we didn't get married, she would be happier, and I wouldn't die either. After the evening study session, the teacher kept us for an extra 10 minutes. When class was finally over, students rushed out in a flurry. As I packed up my things, I saw Fiona waiting for me at the door, her head lowered as she looked at her error correction book. The light shone on her, making her appear even more aloof and cold. As we walked out of the school building, silence hung between us. Fiona was always like this, cold, indifferent, as if nothing interested her. I watched her back and suddenly stopped in my tracks. "Fiona, you go ahead. You don't need to walk with me anymore, and you don't have to wait for me in the future either." "Why?" "No reason. You're free, Fiona." I headed towards the back street of the school, planning to buy some exercise books to improve my lackluster math skills. The person behind me caught up, asking coolly, "Jack, what's wrong now? Is it because I arrived too late this morning, or you didn't like the milk I bought?" The store only had that flavor left. The moonlight shone on her, cold and clear. Her gaze seemed to say, "What are you up to now?" I tried to explain, "It's really not that. The college entrance exam is coming up soon. Everyone's time is precious. You don't need to waste yours on me. I need to study hard too." Fiona stood there, stunned. It was probably the first time she had heard me say something like this.